Shalom and salam. My name is Knesset member Anat Berko, Likud Party, and it's great pleasure to speak to my brothers and sisters from Kurdistan, the Kurds, and I think that we have a mutual interest in the region, and I can tell you, as part of my identity, because I'm from Iraqi Jewish origin, that my family fled from Iraq in the 40s. I feel like very close to all of you. I think that the big fight and the front lines that the Kurds right now cope with ISIS and with other enemies, extremists in the Middle East, it's something that the world and the Western world should admire. And for me, as also a military personnel, I'm Lieutenant Colonel Reserve, I admire the bravery of the Kurds women. So thank you and good luck and wish you all the best. The other thing that for the Muslims, I would like to wish Ramadan Kareem.
And for many years, you know, we refer to the Kurdish as a minority that need support in Iraq. And I'm not talking about Turkey, but I think we find a few issues, few common challenge along our history. And I really wish to them, as we wish for us, to have a proud, independent people as we exercise in the Middle East. Thank you.
My name is Sarah, and I'm an Israeli entrepreneur. I'm here to support, you know, the Jerusalem Post, what they're doing, and support the Israelis and Jews and any minority in the world that is being attacked by different people. They think they're using the democratic tools and organizations like the United Nations to attack any minority here, because for now they're attacking Israel and the Jewish people, but it's, you know, once you are attacking one minority, for us it's the same. We cannot stand still and allow them to attack any minority, because now it's the Jews, and then it's the Kurdish people, and then there's other minorities, and it's blacks, and anything that is being confronted by groups that are using legitimate democracy and hiding behind terrorists. Because once you speak against a group of people, this is something that should wake up everybody in the world to prevent them talking, because, you know, words are very powerful, and words can mean death. And if people stand up in the morning and their idea is to say the Jews or the Kurdish or any minority in the world should be a boycott, eliminated, forbidden, this is something we should wake up in the morning and feel in each one of ourselves. We saw what happened when a group of people wake up in the morning and think that their idea is not to respect other human beings that were brought up in a religion. Who cares for the religion or anything? We are all human beings. We have children. We should, instead of that, grow technology. We should be busy with growing our families. We should bring more technology that will change this world, and not be busy with the wrong and the wrong things that we should be busy now, like anti-Semitism or anti-any minority. So, and anyway, talking about the Kurdish women, which I'm so proud to be a woman, and knowing in Israel that we saw a few programs about the fighters that are fighting ISIS and Daesh, and making me feel proud that these cowards are running away from them, and I salute them. And I really wish that there will be more support of women, of these women, because these women are waking up every morning, not because they want to fight ISIS, because they're fighting for the future of their children. They're fighting for the freedom of them being just born for what they are born, because the women has the urge and they have the inside of them sense understanding. If they will not take action protecting their families, then and I think every woman in the world should not sit quiet looking at all these women of the fighters, the Kurdish fighters. They should wake up every morning in the world, think that they can go to work, and those fighters need to go and fight instead of being with their children. They don't have a choice to fight because they are fighting for the right of the children to grow and just be normal like any child in the world. So unfortunately, they're alone, but just to support them and telling them, I don't feel that you're alone. There are a lot of strong Israeli women that do want to support you, and it's just to feel your need to grow up your children and family like anybody else in the world, and to have the right to protect your country. So this is my few words to those women.
Well, it's good to be with you. I'm John Stimbridge from Miami, Florida, attending the Jerusalem Post annual conference here this year, and it's good to meet you, my friend, and just share with you a little bit about the relationship of Kurdistan and Israel, and it's so important to the forces to come together to bring peace and stability and acceptance in the Middle East, and to end terror and end abuse, and to bring equal justice. And it's good to hear all of the different comments here today at the Jerusalem Post annual conference, and I'm sure we're going to hear more about Kurdistan and your fight for independence, and we're very hopeful and encouraged for the stands that you do take as a people and as a nation.
I'm Carolyn Glick from the Jerusalem Post here in New York right now for our annual conference, and I was so pleased to be asked to speak to Kurdish television, because I have to say that in Israel we view the Kurds as our friends, as another ethnic minority that has been persecuted in the Middle East for now over a century. We appreciate so much our Kurdish friends and allies. We view you as such, and we wish you all the best with your newfound autonomy and in some places independence. And we look forward to really cooperating with the Kurds throughout the region in the years to come. So thank you very much. I think that the Kurds, under any framework where they have that kind of autonomy and are able to defend themselves, are a stabilizing force in the Middle East. And I think that they're a force against tyranny, the same tyranny that seeks the annihilation of Israel. And I really just want to say that we appreciate you, and we wish you really that you will be empowered and independent and able to conduct your own affairs, because again, we view you as a comrade in the fight against jihad and in the fight against Islamic supremacism. I think we have the same enemies, and I know that just on that own basis we're friends, but you've also been an extraordinary leader in the fight against ISIS and in your fight against Al-Qaeda, and we just appreciate you very much.
My name is Ephraim Halevi. I'm the 9th head of the Mossad, Israel's Secret Intelligence Service. I believe that the Kurds should act wisely. They have been wise in the past to choose the right moment and the right configuration of making sure that their interests are supported by international opinion beyond the Middle East. The Kurds must also continue to be wise in assessing the role of world powers outside the Middle East and their involvement in the situation in the Middle East. So my advice is to act wisely, to act cautiously, not to provoke unnecessarily, but to work ceaselessly in order that the Kurds will have a better day in the future. Thank you.
My name is David Ben-Horen. I publish the Jewish Voice here in New York, and we're waiting for the day for Kurdistan to declare independence. I know that the Jewish community in America is waiting for it. They're going to support them, and I have the feeling that American people are behind it, including the people in Israel that are going to vote for it, and this day should come tomorrow, sooner than later.
My name is Chuck Moeller. I'm from the United States. We live in the state of Indiana. It's near Chicago, and it's a Midwestern place. We are farmers, and we have come here to support of Israel, but we also feel very strongly supportive of the Kurds and in Iraq and everywhere. We think of the Kurds as probably one of the most honest and upright people that we know of, especially in the Middle East, and we feel for their struggle, and we support our government in any way that we can, and we would give our soldiers anything, any military aid, anything we can to support the Kurds in their struggle to be free and do what is right in their lives. When I met you, Ryan, when you said you were a Kurd, it took me for a moment. What is so special? That oh yes, they are the people of truth in the Middle East, and their struggle is a righteous one, and we think of any way we can support you in all that you do, and I would give my senators, my congressmen, any support that I can if they support the Kurds of Kurdistan. Well, the idea of Kurdistan even, but just wherever they live. You seem to be a righteous people, and I'd like to know more about you.
Well, I'm David Broza, Israeli musician, singer-songwriter. I'm sending my best wishes to Kurdistan, Peshmerga, and for your fighting for independence against ISIS and other forces that are threatening your mere freedom and quest for freedom. All the best. Listen, I'm an artist. I believe that there are people, as all artists, we all wish on freedom, freedom of speech, freedom of existence, your ability to establish your own identity. And the Kurds and the Kurdistan, of course, which have had a very close relationship over the years, the Kurds with Israel. I mean, we're talking about many, many years ago, since 1948. And so we feel somewhat identifying with the Kurdish people. And so this is why I feel honored to be able to send a blessing and best wishes to the Kurds.